In January 2020, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak of a new coronavirus disease, COVID-19, to be a public health emergency of international concern. WHO stated that there is a high risk of the COVID-19 spreading to other countries around the world. In March 2020, the World Health Organization made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. In March 2020, the Ugandan President, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, announced closures of schools, most businesses and other related sectors as a strategy for protection of Ugandans, leading to shocks, stress, anxiety, depression, anger, uncertainty, guilt, and panic amongst most people. Since the eruption of COVID-19, many organizations have had complex psychosocial challenges that continue to demand professional help in order to adjust to the new normal and cope with the world transformation. BRAC Uganda, in collaboration with BRAC Institute of Educational Development, BRAC International, and Lego Foundation, designed the BRAC Play Lab project.
Play labs are designed in a child-friendly manner with indoor play spaces, world of story, world of imagination, world of music, world of art. In play labs, through different types of play activities, children develop motor, literacy, numeracy language, social emotional skills.
A unique pilot project that advocates early years learning for socio-economically disadvantaged children through play. Currently, a total of 41 play labs are being implemented, 32 in Luwero, 6 in Wakiso, and play labs in Kampala respectively. Amongst these play labs, 28 are attached with government primary schools, and 13 are community supported.
Okay, thank you. My name is Nazia Sharmin. I work for BRAC Uganda as a project manager for Early Childhood Development Program, which is also popularly known as Play Lab. So you know that BRAC is world's largest organization and we have so many activities, and it was originated from Bangladesh in 1972. But in Uganda it actually came in 2006. And we have so many programs. We have education program, we have our health program, we have also our social enterprise, we also have microfinance, which also has recently been transformed to bank. So you can see that BRAC has actually tried to reach all the segments through all these different kinds of programs. So currently the psychosocial training we are having, this is under the Early Childhood Development Program, and this Early Childhood Development Program is under the umbrella of the bigger education program in BRAC. So this Early Childhood Program actually started in 2014 from Karamoja, and then in 2016 we started a pilot on the play-based model, play-based approach to the early childhood education. So currently this program is targeting 3 to 8 years children, so from pre-primary to lower. Our major funder is Lego Foundation, under which this particular training is going on. We also get support from ILMA Foundation, IDAN, and then also NORAD. And I hope that if this number of people we can reach, and these parents, if they can, even those parents who have not been able to get this training, if the other parents who have been educated, if they can actually transform it and shift their knowledge to their neighbors, to their counterparts, so I think that will reach really a actually bigger number, such a big number.
Psychosocial support is an integral part of BRAC's crafted response to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result of this, consultancy services were contracted from A-Z Professional Counselling and Support Center to carry out psychosocial training in order to address.
My name is M.ALI. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession, working with A-Z Professional Counselling and Support Center, where at the A-Z Professional Counseling and Support Center, we deal with a number of services. We provide debriefing, psychosocial training, psychosocial care and support. We provide family, children, adolescent counseling, and we also provide crisis interventions related to pandemics, disasters, and accidents. We are privileged to be contracted by BRAC Uganda to present, to do what we call a psychosocial training. The psychosocial training came at a right time, when we are experiencing the COVID-19 psychosocial issues worldwide, globally. So here in Uganda, a number of things came up through the media, through the experts, but basically from our center, a number of things came up. People were depressed, were experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder due to domestic and family gender-based violence.
Us down. The first thing I had to rush to Seroma to pick my daughter, my sister's daughter.
Seroma?
Yeah. But it was so hectic that the jam was too much, every parent was rushing there. So I had to be in jam like for 6 hours before I reached the school. And everyone was anxious about what is next.
Children were traumatized, children were facing a lot of sibling rivalry, and the most shocking result was that there was a lot of retardation or decline in memory.
Participation is very important. In fact, participation is one of the key elements of the psychosocial training. We are going to be demonstrating all these different activities you are seeing are for us to play.
As far as writing and reading is concerned. So as a result of all this, BRAC thought it very wise to contract us into the psychosocial training. We were given a task of training over 200 participants, stakeholders, and these stakeholders, the 200 are going to benefit. They are meant to benefit thousands and thousands of parents, children who are now stuck at home. They don't know what to do. Especially that the parents do not mind about the studying, they're going to school, doing homework, assignments, helping children develop skills, helping them develop and grow. All this came at the right time that BRAC now contracted us into this. So we began with the psychosocial assessment, where we involved a number of participants. We had respondents who were the staffs. We had staffs, we had parents, we had teachers, head teachers, play lab leaders, and then we also had the teachers themselves. So in the psychosocial assessment, we realized the number of things that were affecting BRAC stakeholders. For example, we realized a number, for example, we had stress. Stress was overwhelming, especially to most of them, especially the teachers, the play leaders who are interacting with the children, the parents, and then the teachers themselves. We also realized the depression. Others had started to think negative about their job and so on. We also realized that some have gone through family conflict, family roles. Others were, most of them were single mothers, and they are battling with bills. We also realized that some were having recurring thoughts, especially related with COVID regulations. For example, the regulations of curfews, the regulations on traffic, the regulations of, especially when we had the intense times of stopping cars, borders, and all types of private cars being. We also found out that on the side of children, most children had declined as far as memory in writing and reading was concerned. They were very anxious. Others were having a lot of sibling rivalry, fighting at home, then living in a hostile environment at home. All these affected them. The psychosocial training began with the staffs.
The protection, promotion of psychosocial well-being and resilience of BRAC staff, play lab leaders, and teachers who in turn will carry out sessions with parents in order to improve the learning process and psychosocial well-being at home. Mitigating and preventing more serious psychosocial or mental health issues that parents and children experience as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown. It was adopted to train particularly 24 staffs, 191 play leaders providing care to children ages 3 to 5 years, 120 teachers who handle 5 to 8-year-old children. All these participants, in turn, are going to provide sessions and home outreaches as a way of addressing psychosocial and learning barriers amongst families, children, and parents in thousands until school reopening settles. The consultancy, led by MALE.M.ALI, a counseling psychologist with over 15 years' experience in the psychosocial care world, and Hajara Kalanzi, a vast experience ECD specialist, began with a psychosocial assessment with the same group for the month of August 2020, and the findings indicated that all the stakeholders of BRAC were going through the following challenges: grief of loss of economic status leading to stress, anxiety and fear relating to frustration in incomes, negative emotional spirals like anger, relationship dilemmas, low motivation and depression, worrying about job loss and possibility of restructuring, low self-esteem and confidence, recurring thoughts, tension of parents and children about the future during the school lockdown, children traumatized with family woes only to lead to panic, disorientation and family uprise in conflicting issues, which was worrying the children more. Abuse of children with boredom at home, leading to a decline in writing and reading ability, especially for ages 3 to 8 years. Loss of concentration with possibility of dropping out of school, uncertainty about the future, especially with the children and parents. Some cases of teenage pregnancy amongst vulnerable girls. Financial strains due to low incomes and activities. Despite this, some were trying to cope with BRAC's initiative of giving supports in basic needs like food, sugar, milk, honorarium, parenting sessions using community radios, guiding learners through sending short messages on phone, and facilitating teachers and play leaders with phones for easy outreach to all parents and children in villages. The consultant learned that many children were affected, most of all by their parents' behavior and display of emotion due to stress. And it was realized that interventions should not be focused on children victims, but also on their parents. Psychosocial training under the theme, Breaking Through COVID-19 Psychosocial Barriers, was organized and carried out at Luero Diocese Guest House for the whole month of September 2020. The training started with 12 participants for staff, 15 participants, play leaders, and teachers per cohort as according to the Ministry of Health SOPs and guidelines. Staffs attended from 7th to 10th, play leaders from 11th to 21st, and teachers from 22nd to 28th September 2020. The key training activities included understanding psychosocial challenges amidst COVID-19. Findings on COVID-19 psychosocial impact assessment to BRAC stakeholders. Insights into our own experiences. Understanding psychosocial well-being, care, and support. How to conduct a psychosocial assessment after a certain problem situation. Impact of COVID-19 on psychosocial well-being. Common feelings and behaviors in adults. Symptoms shown by children. Administering psychological first aid and its principles by caregivers. Principles of psychosocial care. Some of the theoretical approaches to psychosocial development like Erik Erikson's psychosocial development theory. Psychoanalytical theory, Sigmund Freud. Family therapy, symptomatic theory. Understanding counseling, psychotherapy, and guidance skills. Skills and techniques used in psychosocial care. The counseling process. Child psychotherapy helping children. Insights into child development. Children's needs, rights, and how they respond. How to help children communicate psychosocial challenges. Play therapy and its details. Drawing, singing, and chanting. Body language.
There's a certain color, it has a meaning. Tell your neighbor. When a child uses a certain color, it has a meaning. This one has done it very well.
Telling how child abuse happens. Parents can help their children deal with psychosocial and learning challenges. Parenting systems and their implications. Quality parenting time. Improving child-parent relationship. Using local play material and helping learn at home. Coping and resilience. Self-esteem building. Goal setting. Stress management. Helping children and their support systems cope with stress, anxiety, trauma, and other related psychosocial challenges. Psychosocial well-being and care support. Emotional and social intelligence building. Coping with dynamic life changes. Habits of highly effective people. Stephen Covey model. Case of profiling and assessment. Monitoring and evaluation of psychosocial programming. Participation, energizing, role play, PowerPoint presentation, videos, discussions, among others, were some of the methodologies used. By the end of the training, participants were feeling better than before.
My name is Frederick. I'm a project assistant under a project working with the BRAC Uganda.
Right now.
Of course, the other time I had stress over work. To me, I thought that I'm being exploited because of too much work. But after the training, I realized that it was one of what I was meant to do. So now I'm no longer stressed. Even the depression is not there. I'm very free and I'm a happy man.
Nahidia Rosebud. I work with BRAC Uganda. I'm a project assistant, Play Lab, Luwero branch. And as for now, I work as acting branch manager. For that training, I wasn't myself, because in my heart, I had stress. I had many things I had kept in my heart. I couldn't release them, but after that training, I'm now okay. Now I can help them out. Yes.
My name is Svara Petwa from National Settlement Primary School. I'm a P2 class teacher, and I help children in class how to do their things when they are playing. I help them to learn through play as a teacher inside the class and outside the class. The psychosocial training, I have liked it very much because at first I didn't know other things, but for now I have known how to handle very many things after this training. And I promise that I'll put these things in action. It's not to leave it with me, but even other members and even the parents, because I have learned very many things like how to handle kids which are having problems in the situation you are having. Because you are facing many problems as teachers, kids, and even the parents. But me, because I've been trained up, I will help the kids and the parents how to go through these problems we are facing within this period of COVID-19.
And we're promising to extend the knowledge and skills to other BRAC stakeholders, especially the parents.
Training, how I want to help my learners to go in 4 C's. How? Through praying, through singing, dancing, drawing, singing, very many things. I would like to teach them, my learners, and I'm very just happy and excited because after this session training, I have learned very many things out of it, which I didn't know at first. But for now, I'm just ready to go back there.
I'm Benedicto from Namayamba Primary School. I work here. I think a lot of knowledge I can acquire from this training. And when I started with my facilitator, Mr. Ali, I have got more information of children to develop a good way. And psychosocial development can help children in health. The way how you develop his or her mindset.
Training was graced by the following dignitaries. RDC Luwero, Mrs. Kagaga Miriam Mugisha, who opened the training and commended the activities while appealing to BRAC to extend the same training to other districts.
You mean the other company? The company BRAC, the vice chairman, and our parents. You are welcome. I'm by name of Kagaga Miriam Mugisha, the RDC Luwero. I want to welcome you in this workshop, a scientific one. Although the disease has come, but you have come with it as a strategy of training. I'm very grateful for the creativity and innovation you have brought on the ground. Done a tremendous work to help the community, to reach the community. Kubanga, whenever I move on the community, when I'm on the government programs, I always find play classes which are being given by BRAC teachers. Information. They said they have been appreciating the BRAC activities they are doing on the ground. So after hearing this pandemic disease, we said, no, let's do something also to help the community. But they said they can't forget BRAC. I think on the national level, BRAC, you helped us fighting COVID-19. Even your office here, they came to our office, they gave us some help, the team we are having here. So, as a district, very grateful. You can receive this in the way of Rotary Kasana, because this is how God does his things. We thank our dear President, His Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So you allow me to go.
Luwero Senior Education Officer Mr. Chiemba Enoch, who thanked the partnership of BRAC and A-Z Professional Counselling, the wonderful psychosocial training that is going to improve the psychological well-being and lives of Ugandans.
Yes, my name is Chiemba Enoch, Senior Education Officer, Luwero District. Yes, I want to take this opportunity to thank BRAC for the timely arrangement. This training has been very timely in a situation where children don't know what is coming next. So if BRAC has organized this training, we hope and pray that these children are going to be helped to be redirected, to get new direction. So if a parent can get a dose of what the training is all about, I know they'll have to bring up these children in a very good way. Because social assessment is very important. Why? Because they will always be attending to their children from an informed point of view. If you know what causes this child to look moody, then you have a right answer to the mood, to the swinging moods, and how to handle.
Chairperson of the Elderly, Mr. Sarago Joseph, representing Luero, acknowledged some lessons like the 30-day mental health challenge, stress management techniques, play therapy, learning that were timely in the post-COVID-19 era. Ministry of Education and Sports officials. Hajit Safina Nakalembe, Senior Education Officer, applauded BRAC and stated that this is a learning experience for other educational stakeholders and argued the teachers to embrace the content for the good of our young Ugandan citizens.
Ali is my young brother. My father follows his father, and I think we are born teachers. That's why we are able to be here. My name is Hajara Kalanzi, Senior Education Officer, Pre-Primary Education, but I have been a teacher for long. I started as a P1 teacher for almost a period of 10 years before becoming a head teacher of a primary school. And it's from headship that I joined Ministry of Education and Sports. That's why as teachers we call ourselves learning friends. Though lawyers call themselves learned friends. I started as a grade 3 teacher. Currently I'm almost becoming a doctor in education. So that's why we shouldn't cease learning. Learning ends when we enter the grave. And I will begin with appreciating BRAC, because it's because of BRAC that I was able to reach Bangladesh and see where their model comes from. They started small, but now it's supported by the government, reaching an extent of scaling it up to other countries.
Mr. Agobe Polbert thanked BRAC for the psychosocial training, a unique service required in managing mental health challenges in COVID-19.
When I listened to him, many things came to my mind. And from what I'm going to say, I want to take advantage of your being here. I served the people of Rakai with diligence. But the people of Rakai have made me what I am today. What am I trying to say? I went to school in Rakai, Kabira Primary. And while there, I got a lot of invitation to the teacher placed on the table. No, but if it was me, I would ensure that I take advantage of the training and reach his level. Brother, I was sharing with the colleagues. Madam Nazi, the Lord has a purpose for everything. The Lord knew why He gave us the opportunity to attend this training. And from what I've seen here today, it is going to mark a turning point in my life. The very way that the primary school made a turning point. This one too is going to make a turning point in Madam Nazi, who in his turn will hand over them to you. Madam Nazi, as the chief, altogether, she's also the first one, but the chief in this. Can I say that we are very grateful, one, for your contribution to us with the training that is not going to benefit only the children of Luero, but the children of this country. The teachers who are in Luero were not trained to only teach in Luero. The teachers who come over the pastors. Thank you so much.
The consultant prepared the training environment as follows. Gallery, which had information well laid in banners giving insight into psychosocial coping and resilience. Play therapy corner with good environment that was suitable play material that would enable children play activities as the participants explored. Play learning corner that comprised of learning materials suitable for grasping curriculum easily. Emotional regulation training aids. A variety of calming and soothing colors, motivational quotes, energizers, singing, chanting, relaxation thermometer.
We have to gauge ourselves by 3 deep breaths. So can we do 3 deep breaths? 1, 2, 3, go. In, pull so hard, out. The second one, pull so hard until like you release. Pull.
And a variety of play games that were aimed at streamlining participants and children's inner psychosocial world. Remember, children's language is play, and play materials are the words they use to construct their world.
We have spent here a full month of training, and we are optimistic that there are significant proactive changes amongst all the participants. We look forward to seeing them change, and we have already given them a work plan worksheet so that they can go back and think about what things they have to change in their work, in themselves, and in the organization as a whole. I want to thank BRAC for real giving the psychosocial care and the well-being through giving basics like brochures, sugar, milk, and even giving them phones so that they can communicate, then the data to keep them motivated and updated on what happens in the bigger world. So big thanks to this. But in addition to that, we also thank them for the partnership with us, A-Z Professional Counselling and Support Center, for the partnership in building resilience and coping mechanism among people, so that we build mental health, emotional health, and social or psychological health and well-being. Thank you so much.